How to avoid GMOs. If you just watched my last video, I just got a little fired up. It's getting hot in here, so leave on all your clothes and eat a cucumber. How about that? Eat a cucumber. I just watched a kid the other day watch a YouTube video, and it was this girl in a closet timing herself to see how long she could stay in a closet. So y'all can watch that. You can watch me eat a cucumber for a second. Alright, how to avoid GMOs. Now we understand what they are, why you might not like them. How do you avoid them? Congratulations, welcome to Chrysalis Chats. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Tanya, and this is where I talk through topics I think are important for our collective transformation. Okay, so how to avoid GMOs? The first way you can avoid GMOs is to eat organically. Simple enough. In the United States, organic certification mandates that crops cannot be genetically modified, period. So does the organic system work 100% of the time and in all instances? No, of course not. No system is perfect. However, if we're talking about ways to avoid GMOs, that's a pretty strong way of going about avoiding GMOs, okay? The second thing you can do is stay away from the most commonly genetically modified foods, okay? And I actually went to foodmatters.com and I got a list of the top 10 genetically modified foods that I wanted to share with you today so that you can be aware going to the grocery store. These are foods you might want to consider if you're avoiding GMOs to get the organic versions of, or at least know where they came from, know your farmer, so that you can have that conversation with them. Number one, of course, is corn, okay? Corn is the most genetically modified. News. Over with. Soy. Soy is exceptionally genetically modified. Almost all the soy, just as much as the corn, is genetically modified. Number three is rice. Who would have thought? Rice. It's a strange world, y'all, but there it is. Get your organic rice. By the way, I love brown basmati organic rice. It is so good. It still gets light and airy and fluffy like that classic white rice, but it's, you know, brown rice. They say it's better, whatever. I go for pigments in plants when I eat because I realize that that's good for my body, so I'm going to go for the darker rice if there's an option. Wild rice is really good too. Number four, you want to stay away from, get the organic version of tomatoes. Can you believe it? Tomatoes are being genetically modified. That sucks. But get your organic tomatoes. Better yet, grow your tomatoes. It will be the best tomato you've ever had in your life, I promise. Number five, beets. Fun fact, beets are actually used as a sugar, as a type of sugar. So they extract sugar from beets, and to produce these in mass quantities, oftentimes they are genetically modified, and then we extract the sugar from the beets. It's one of the most sugar-heavy root vegetables out there. Most root vegetables are heavy in the natural sugars. That's why they taste sweet. If you think about it, a beet, carrot, potato. Those are the first three root vegetables that come to my mind, and they're all kind of sweet. Anyway, that was a fun tangent. Number six, potatoes. Potatoes. Potatoes! I love potatoes. They're genetically modifying the flippin' potatoes. So get your organic potatoes on. Number seven, canola oil. Okay, a lot of processed foods, as we're going to delve into even further. A lot of processed foods have canola oil, okay, added oil. Canola oil comes from a seed, and it is typically genetically modified. The eighth thing on this list that I got from foodmatters.com is milk. Now, the reason that they're putting milk on here, as far as I understand it, is because the cows are being fed genetically modified corn. If you want to look into this more, I highly recommend you read Raj Patel's work. That's R-A-J, last name Patel, P-A-T-E-L. Raj Patel talks about the industrialization of the food system, some of the things we've already touched on in these videos, but he talks about the acidification of the ruminant. When a ruminant is an animal that has, you know, multiple stomachs like a cow, typically that animal, you know, from an evolutionary perspective, they were created to eat grass and other leafy greens, right? But in the industrialized farming system, we're force-feeding cattle genetically modified corn. Not only are we force feeding them a grain, which their biological system is not created for, but we are force feeding them genetically modified corn. And in this example of the acidification of the ruminant, we're seeing stomachs of cattle explode. Literally. Again, look up Raj Patel. Amazing author, very smart man. Okay? Read some Raj Patel. Okay? But anyway, point being, milk is from cows that have been force-fed genetically modified corn. What is milk? It is mammary gland excretion. It is fluid from a mammary gland. So it is a byproduct of whatever that being has ingested. It is going into their liquid that you are then eating if you are eating milk, okay? Another thing to point out is that milk in the United States, at least, tends to be treated, or the cattle tend to be treated that are producing the milk, with RBST and RBGH. These are growth hormones that actually trick the cow's body into feeling like they are pregnant, or thinking that they are pregnant. So basically what happens is that if your estrogen is all kicked up and you're believing that you're pregnant from a bodily perspective, I'm using belief here in terms of the biological reality that is created within the cow's body as a result of the ingestion of RBST and RBGH, if that is happening, you're going to produce more milk. When do you produce milk? If you're a human, if you're a mom out there, you produce milk when you're pregnant, when you have a kid, when you've given birth. Okay, so it actually tricks the cow into believing at a biological level they are pregnant, so their milk production, or they have just given birth, and so their milk production increases accordingly. Now, again, critical thought cap on, full gear, 10 out of 10. What is this doing to the human body? What is this doing to the young girl in the United States who has her period start when she's 8? Did we used to have our period start when we were 7, 8? No! That wasn't a thing. Now it's a thing. Why is it a thing? Because RBST and RBGH. It is outlawed in a lot of other nations. Anyway, informative tangent over. Number 9, papaya. Papaya. Ouch. That's another, ooh, papaya. Papaya is so healthy. It has so much vitamin C in it. It is definitely a superfood, okay? Eat your papaya, but do not eat papaya that has been grown in Hawaii. Unfortunately, as I understand it, most papaya that has been grown in Hawaii is genetically modified, or at least the risk of it being genetically modified is a lot higher. Okay? If you're going to eat the superfood papaya, I recommend that you consider getting papaya grown in Mexico. In Mexico, there is a lot less genetic modification of papaya going on. So that is one way that you can geographically distinguish between where you're getting your food if you're looking to avoid GMOs. Number 10, yellow squash. Okay, that's number 10. You want to avoid yellow squash that isn't organic. It is one of those products which the genetically modifying companies out there have altered, okay? So how else can you avoid genetically modified foods? We talked about the 10 most common genetically modified foods which you can avoid or get organic versions of. Another way to avoid GMOs is to grow your own food. Meet your farmer. Know who's producing your food. Support farmers markets. We're going to talk about that further in a future video. Eat less processed, okay? Eat the cucumber, eat the basic food, eat the vegetable, eat the fruit, eat a salad which you make out of all these different things. You can make savory, sweet, wholesome, grain-based, vegetable-based, fruit-based salads. You can make all these different things for yourself with all these different nutrients, okay, out of the ingredients. You don't have to have a packet with 50 different things in it and put it in a pot with water to eat something delicious. Okay, so eat less processed. Eat more raw, basic food, okay? And the last point, how to avoid GMOs. You just want to get that organic label. I know I already hit that, but the organic label is definitely something different than something advertised as natural. Natural and organic are not the same thing. Natural is a label that food companies will often put on there to make a consumer feel that it is more safe or more natural, as it may be. But unfortunately, that terminology in the food industry does not hold any form of regulation. There is no regulation behind a company putting all natural on its product. As far as the FDA and whatever else is concerned, you could have something that has totally synthetic ingredients in it that are not naturally occurring and just put the label natural as a part of your marketing, and that's fine. There's no enforcement against that. Okay. However, organic agriculture, you can go back and watch some of my other videos, but organic agriculture is a whole different world. It is a label that has some type of regulation behind it and a larger perspective, okay? So I want to thank you for your attention. Thank you for being part of this collective awakening. You are a beautiful butterfly in process, and I appreciate you. If you like this video, please, I would appreciate it. Subscribe. Okay? Hit the like button. Put a comment. Let us know what you think. I really appreciate you taking the time to learn more about this. Kudos to you. Have a beautiful rest of your day.